Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Optimus Prime. So here he is, and I obviously don't have the box because again I bought this at TFCon, but I do have a fan. So here is the actual toy itself, and a lot of people hate this thing. Honestly, the reasons why they hate this thing are complete bogus. This figure is great in its own right, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Now, obviously, mine's missing the back wheel arches and the shoulder pads because I bought it used. But hey, they're not very important. So yeah, overall, he looks nice with his concept Peterbilt 379 truck, I think is what it's called. And yeah, just detail-wise, he's full of it. He's got like the doors on the sleeper cab and the rivets all throughout the figure. You got the grate down here for climbing up on the steps. You got the gas tanks and the smokestacks. They are a little bit loose, but that's just due to the gimmick. On the front here, you have a nice Revenge of the Fallen-esque gray, because they had a different sort of gray in that toy line. Got the Autobot symbol. Really nicely painted on there. You have the blue transparent headlights. Got the flame deco. You got those Cybertronian tattoos, which I don't mind. More flame decos. You got a faded Autobot symbol here and another door to the sleeper cab. More rivets along the sides here. Oh, there you go. The back here, you don't see much robot junk and trailer hitch. Underneath, all you really see are the arms. And that's about it. So yeah, overall this thing's nice. It does roll. And it rolls pretty well on this frictionless surface, which is nice. Now, one really cool thing that I love about this toy that I didn't know existed till I bought it was there's a little tiny man. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little tiny man sitting in there. He's got a cowboy hat on. But when you open the door, boom, he disappears. He becomes the seat. And when you close the door, he reappears. Disappears. Reappears. Disappears. Reappears. I think that's awesome. I love that. Now, most people's figures in vehicle mode, their doors don't stay shut. Mine does, which is amazing. But in robot mode, it tends to pop open, which kind of bothers me. But there's a way to fix that. And I will show you. But yeah. Now, people don't like this thing because they say, oh, it's not accurate to the movie. Oh, it doesn't transform like it does in the movie. But those points aren't valid because even though it has this entire front section as a backpack, it looks pretty accurate to the movie. And yes, the transformation doesn't happen in the movie, but you may think that, but it does. I found a scene where it actually happens in the movie. When Optimus Prime first shows up to the nest base with the rest of his Autobots, and Lennox is like, I cannot let you see, but I can let you hear from the leader of the Autobots. And then Optimus transforms. He transforms just like this toy, which I think justifies this toy. Actually, you know what? Let me show you that scene right here.
See?
So yeah, if you pay close attention to how the legs transform in that little video clip there, they transform just like this figure. And the arms sort of come from the same place. I mean, with a little bit more of the truck front, but they do come from underneath. Which justifies, that transformation is basically there just to justify this toy. And I think they did a pretty good job. I do like this thing a lot. Now, for comparison, here he is with Skydive. And obviously Skydive being a deluxe, he's a lot bigger. But this plastic, again, I'm going to say it again, better than this plastic, by far. Here he is with another movie Voyager from Revenge of the Fallen. Here he is next to Mindwipe. As you can see, Mindwipe being a little bit longer, but that's just because he's an airplane. Here he is next to a movie deluxe. Here's Hunt for the Decepticons Hailstorm. So yeah, he's about twice the size of Hailstorm. And here he is next to G1 Prime. Well, the G2 G1 Prime. So yeah, that's about it. So this guy has a stealth mode. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what it's officially called, but I mean in Dark of the Moon they were called stealth modes. So here is a stealth mode, and to get to that, the first thing you want to do is you want to come to these gas cans here, and you just want to bring them up and forward like that. Let's do that on both sides here. Bring them up and forward. Rotate them out, just like so, and then swing them up like that, and fold them the rest of the way forward. Then hinge them out on these hinges. Now he has giant cannons on the front of the truck. And there are these two blue buttons on top of each cannon. They do fire. Just tilt them up a bit so you can see. They fire okay. They're not very powerful. Like, they're not sea spray powerful, but they're still pretty powerful. Like, what do I have here that I can shoot? Aha! Here. Lego Magna Guard. Meet giant cannon. He just gets completely annihilated by these cannons. I think this is cool. A lot of people hate this feature. I love this feature. I think even though it's unnecessary, it's pretty cool. So I mean, while we're here, we'll just get down to transformation, which involves you doing the stealth mode and then just removing the guns. If I can get them off. There we go. It's another thing people hate is the parts forming. But I like it. I think it's justifiable because these end up being his weapons. I mean, if it was I dropped it. If it was a parts former where a part just comes off and has nowhere to go, like with this guy where his fists come off and just have nowhere to go, so people just stick them in the Diaclone section, that's not justifiable. But when they become the weapons, then it's acceptable in my opinion. So let's put those off to the side for now. You want to come to the truck here, take the entire back section just like the movie, and bring it up. Then you want to come back here and just split this entire section and bring them down like so. And there are their feet. You just want to come over here and untab this section. And when you fold this back, a cool bit of automorph happens. You fold out the foot, that panel folds in, and when you fold this down, that panel folds up, which is awesome. Just want to do the same thing on both sides. Put that in, pull this out, fold that up. Then you want to come around and fold this down all the way, just like so. Bring it over here, and these clip bits here will clip into this, and this little ridge section right here will clip over that ridge section there. Just take it and snap it in place. Snap it in place. Then you want to come under here and fold out the heel spurs. Come on, heel spurs. There you go, and there you have his legs all done. Mine has a problem, but that's just because it's my copy of the toy, and my copies always have problems. But I'll get to that later on. I gotta raise the camera up because he's getting very tall. Hopefully my tripod doesn't fall over like the last time. Alright, hopefully it doesn't fall over. Now what you want to do is you want to take these and unpeg them. These two pegs just peg into those spots right there. And then split them. Then bring them out like so. Take this entire top section here and fold it down, revealing the chest, the faux chest. Then bring this around, tab it in, swing it around, bring the arm down, then take this back panel here and slide it around like so. And there you have an arm, all done. Normally you would just fold the shoulder pad out a little bit, but I don't have them. You want to do the same thing here. There you have both his arms all done. Now what you want to do is you want to come up top here, and there's this little panel. Bring this, hold it up, that's his head, and come back here. And this is where the door has a problem. Now watch what happens when I pull this off. It just opens on its own. Then when I close it up, it'll just open again. So the only way to remedy this is if you position the wheel arch just right over the door and it holds it in place, which is nice. And there you have Optimus in his robot mode. And I like this robot mode. I think it looks cool. I don't understand why people hate on it. I mean, yes, he's missing the wheels down here, they're up here, but I mean, if you have it complete with the wheel arches kind of remedy that because they look like there's a wheel there. Oh, you can't even see that. Talking about the wheel arches here. They fold up to be right here, and they look movie accurate. But because I bought this used, my figure didn't come with those, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Just bring this out here. But yeah, overall he's nice. He's tall for a Voyager. I mean, here he is next to Sea Spray. And as you can see, he's a lot taller than Sea Spray. That's for sure. And again, just because he's sitting here, get him transformed here quickly. Here he is next to G1 Prime, who again is incomplete because I'm missing the fists and the trailer and all that sort of stuff. I mean, the guy was selling the fists for $38 at TFCon for 2 left fists. So, yeah, that was outrageous, and I didn't buy them. Just tilt the camera down a little bit. There you go. So yeah, just going on to how people complain about how these don't look like the G1 bots anymore. Get over it. It's been, what, 9 years? Yeah, it's been 9 years. It's not going to change, so stop complaining. Just get over it and move on. Like, this was good for its time in the 1980s, alright? Don't get me wrong. This is a good figure. I like this a lot. Articulation's crap. It parts forms, and it's very floppy. But this was good. But now it's modern days. In modern days, we get stuff like this, and these are amazing. These things are like wonders of engineering with the amount of articulation that they have in all of them. It's just awesome. Speaking of articulation, he has a rotating head that only rotates about that far, which is kind of sad, but oh well. The arms can do a full 360 degrees. Normally the shoulder pad would move out to allow for outward movement. Goes about that far. He does have upper arm rotation. The panel moves. A single jointed elbow that bends just about 90 degrees, and the wrists are on ball joints. They can swivel and hinge inward, which is awesome. He also, due to transformation, has a pseudo armpit joint, so you can get butterfly action going there, which is nice. And he does have this joint here that can allow his arm to go way high up, and the doors popped off. There you go. Nothing at the waist, just due to the way the transformation works, and I can forgive that. Hips are on ratchets. They can go forward about that far, and they can go back about that much. They can go out that far. The wheels do kind of bang into his whatchamajigger, his torso here. He does have a thigh swivel, which is really cool how they did it. It kind of is pseudo Mecha Live, not really, but it looks cool. Anyways, he does have a single jointed knee that bends just a little bit over 90 degrees. Then the feet do nothing, but I mean they're on springs and hinges, so you can kind of maneuver your own little ankle tilt out of that if you want. Stupid door. There we go. Now, remember that parts forming we did with these things? Well, there's guns. There's little ports right up here and the pegs on his forearms. They plug in, and this goes right into his hand. So you just plug that in, and there you go. You drop it, and you plug that in, and now he has his twin cannons like he did in the movie for that one scene where he was shooting Megatron and Starscream, which I think was the best fight of that movie. And probably one of the best Transformer fights overall in the 4 movies that we've gotten. I don't know what The Last Knight has in store, but yeah. And they still do fire with those little blue buttons. They're on the insides now, so I mean, you are the lesser being. So you can like shoot himself, his 30-something-year-old grandfather in the face. And yeah, he does pose really well. Like you can get him in a pose and he will stand. So let's just do that quickly here. Let's get him into that pose where he shot Megatron. See, look at that. So you can pose very well. He looks very well. Looks very nice, sorry. These weapons can still store back here if you want to. I mean, he is missing his smokestacks. And yeah, they could have probably put them in there, but it would have been extra hinges and would have gotten rid of ground clearance, and it just would have been annoying. So yeah, overall, I do like this thing a lot. Detail-wise, he is chock full of it. On the torso here, he is covered in detail. And same with the legs. I mean, these lower legs here are basically just panels and a little bit of sculpted detail, but not much. The arms are full of it, like especially on the shoulders here. And on this little panel, the hands are nice and molded too, and the head sculpt is nice. I like it. Does kind of give him a pseudo child smile though, the way they did the mask, but that's okay. And he does have light piping, but his eyes I think are painted over. I don't know, let's find out. Shut the lights off for this. There you go. There's his light piping. That looks cool. So yeah, overall, I would highly recommend this figure to anyone who wants a nice Voyager Prime and doesn't want the complexity or the price tag of the Battle Blades version, which is super expensive. I don't know why it's that much, but oh well. So yeah, this has been my look at the this is where I forget how to talk. This is what has been my look at the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Optimus Prime, and yeah, stay tuned for my next video.